and I'm good. And I do that till I die. If I live 100 years, yeah, I live 100 years as an OG. You know what I mean? As a professional OG, chilling. That's what the reality of men want. But we can't have that because the society has a constraint us in Africa that if you want a kid and you want this kid to be yours, you gotta marry that woman. You get what I'm saying? So you marry this woman, and then you marry the other woman, and you marry her to have the kids that you want, and then you home with 3 4 women, right?
Hmm.
And
But that's still not enough because there's
no,
still side women
no, it
too.
depends. No, it depends on the man. Like if you have 3 4 women, right? The majority is gonna be okay with their woman because you have 3 4 women that you gotta like sleep with. So it's like a timetable, and you living with them. So each one of them wants you every night. So you gotta create a timetable, and you don't have you're limited on what you can come out in a day, unless you're a man with a high drive, right? That's when you
Lord.
become Solomon or you defeat Solomon. Solomon had 1,000 wives and 300 concubines, right? I've never seen anybody defeat that, but I'm yet to see that in the Guinness Book of Record.
Hmm.
So yeah. So I mean, that's how it is. So you look at then
Hmm.
when there was polygamy, right? Women had more kids, right? And
Hmm.
now that polygamy is over in the Western world, you have women having less kids.
Was polygamy ever in the Western world?
Yes, it was in the Western world,
It
maybe
was.
a long time ago, maybe in the ADs or because the Western world is
No.
400 years, right?
Okay. No.
How many years is the Western world?
I don't believe that polygamy was ever legal
Polygamy was.
in the United States.
Okay.
Okay.
It might not be United States, but
Right.
maybe Europe.
I can only speak for the United States. So like you said a whole lot. So I think I
I can debate what you said.
and we're not debating
Yeah, I
that.
can. No,
We're
what I'm
not
saying
debating
is
that.
that
So
like there's no fact of there wasn't or there was, right?
we can
We
check
we
that.
leave that to our viewers to tell us because I believe in the history of the United States, polygamy might be practiced because you say Utah or Utah, right? They do polygamy because of religious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the current 21st century. They still
Mm-hmm.
do it. They do
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they did it and it's
But
part of the
it's
United States.
illegal. The thing about it is that it's not legal in the United States, period.
Hmm.
But in the state of Utah, there are individuals who are linked to certain religions that believe in polygamy and they practice polygamy there.
But is it illegal for them?
It is illegal.
I mean, is it legal or illegal for
It's
them?
illegal. It's
Okay.
not legal. So there was a TV show on TLC,
Hmm.
which is a like a cable station here in the US. I think it was called Sister Wives.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah. It was a white gentleman and I think he had, oh gosh, maybe 3 or 4 wives.
it. Yeah.
And then just it was a reality TV show just about their lives and how they navigate all the stuff that you talk about. So as far as like,
Hmm.
children and like him dividing his time between the wives. I think so I didn't really watch the show because like I'm not a supporter of polygamy. I get that it's culturally bound in lots of different places throughout the world, but for me personally, I don't subscribe to it, so I'm not going to view content that's specific to that. But I believe the women all had their own places. I don't think they all like lived together like in one big house.
So they visit each other.
Yeah, so I don't think they were like far from each other, but all the women had their own dwelling with their kids that they birthed for him. And then he would just like divide his time amongst all the
Oh,
households.
oh.
So of course, naturally, there's competition because you have the first wife who was with him from the very beginning, and then as they continued and move on, he added more women, and they got younger and younger and younger. So you can only imagine with like the first and second wife as they're looking at the younger wives coming in. There's competition about looks and youthfulness and all this other stuff. It just kind of creates this tension, this divide in the home. So that's a lot for him to have to manage.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, what would you take? A home of polygamy where everybody is living together with
Mm-hmm.
the kids,
Mm-hmm.
or a home of baby mama where none of them are living together and
Mm-hmm.
it's like they never get enough of their dad
Mm-hmm.
and he's struggling to give them attention. So what would you take in those two?
For me personally, I would prefer to not be in a sister wife situation. So I would not choose polygamy.
So you choose baby mama.
It is what it is. That's a decision that he made. I didn't make that decision. I didn't sign up for it.
Okay.
If I believe I'm in a relationship with someone and I get pregnant and I have their child,
Mhm.
and you know he mentions that he wants a lot of children, and whatever my reason is, I'm not able to give him as many children as he wants, and he decides that he wants to go and find a woman that can give him more children. That's his decision. I can't stop him if he's made up his mind to do that. But I do have a choice in, do I want to subscribe? Do I want to share him? So the moment that he decides he's going to step out of the relationship and go, pursue another woman, get her pregnant, then I no longer have a relationship with him. So we can work out visitation with the children or the child. um, I would prefer personally, if he is committed to being in the child's life, like I'm not going to pursue child support. There's no need, because if you're providing financially for the child, you're seeing them. Like, I'm not withholding the child from you. You can see them whenever you want. um, I don't think there's a need to go to child support to get the courts and the legal system involved in the parenting, of the children financially. So, um, but for me personally, I don't subscribe to polygamy. No judgment on those that do. Just for me personally, I don't. So I guess I'd be a baby mama.
it's it's funny how the way we live in and how people are,
Mhm.
where you choose you over family.
Well, the men are choosing themselves.
No. You choose you over
Men
family
are choosing themselves.
compared to that. But
Yeah.
that's the way we live in.
Oh,
We
so men
hear
can choose themselves, but women can't. So women have to bend to the fact that men want to have multiple women to have all these kids for them, when that's not what they want.
Mhm.
But men can do that. But because a woman chooses to not be in a polygamous relationship, then
Mhm.
she's being selfish. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is not what you're saying. What I'm
Well, yeah,
saying
please explain it to me, because that's
is
exactly what I heard.
you choosing you over family is is funny
Mm-hmm.
and it shows the world we're living in this first century
Mm-hmm.
because family is all about the kids
Mm-hmm.
and what the kids need. That's sacrifice.
The kids don't
Let me
need.
finish.
No, I'm sorry. What the kids need?
Mhm.
The kids tell you they wanted to have all these moms in the house with them. Is that what they told you that they needed?
The kids,
That's the dad. The
the,
dad made that decision.
the
So
kids,
don't put that on the
the
kids.
kids need all the family together.
The kids need their mom and dad
The
together.
kids need their mom,
Mm-hmm.
dad,
Mm-hmm.
and family
Okay.
together. Yes. So you choosing that part shows that you know the women who live in this
Uh-huh.
generation
Uh-huh.
only choose themselves.
No, I completely disagree.
And then two of that is uh, if you look at polygamy
Mm-hmm.
on how kids was raised,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the new trend of baby mama,
Mm-hmm.
you see that the best value and the best upright was polygamy.
Okay. So I
So
I I
so
completely disagree with
so you
that.
so
Yeah.
I respect the disagreement
Yeah.
and that, but our audience can understand what I'm saying and side
Well,
that because men we don't think about ourselves.
you do.
No,
You
you know
do.
why I
You
say
want
that?
multiple
Mm.
women. You're thinking about
Not
you.
it's
You're
not a
thinking about having fun with women. That's what you
it's
said.
not if we're thinking about ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Baby mama will be the best.
Uh-uh. Yeah,
Like I
y'all
said, in
want to have
reality,
all the women. You're thinking about you.
but we're thinking about family. We're thinking about the way our nature and how we are created.
Okay.
Most men uh, can testify to this.
Mm-hmm.
We want more kids,
Mm-hmm.
more lineage,
Mm-hmm.
and more companionship.
Okay.
and family, right?
Okay.
The more money a man makes is the
Mhm.
more he wants, right?
Okay.
Where you have countries that polygamy is allowed, right?
Mhm.
And the man lives with all his wife and the kids live together with their siblings.
Yeah.
And they grew up together
Okay.
and they live as family. Where the Western world, where polygamy is bound, it's not legal,
Mhm.
but baby mama is the legal aspect of it.
Sure.
Where men are having multiple kids from
Mhm.
different women,
Mhm.
and those kids don't know each other
Sure.
like that. Sometimes even the brother and sister can marry each other, or they call it half brother, half sister.
Mhm.
End of the day, blood is blood.
Yeah.
There's no half and there's no full.
Sure.
Blood is blood. So I don't buy the baby mama aspect.
Okay.
I buy more the polygamy because it's the best way to raise a family
I don't agree.
if you're gonna go into that.
I don't
Now,
agree.
I myself personally, I wouldn't do polygamy. I'm okay with monogamy because it's not easy for me to handle one woman, talk more of two, three. You know what I mean? And whatever woman I'm gonna handle, I will be sure that she's able and okay to have more kids
And
that
then
we
if
want.
she's not, then what?
If she's not, then a man's gonna do what a man's gonna
What does that mean?
do. Meaning there's options to have kids.
So like you get a surrogate?
You could get a surrogate, you can marry another woman, you can adopt. There's so many things you can
There are
do.
so many options
When that
besides having to get
when
all these different women
yeah,
pregnant. I
yeah.
love the
Wait,
fact that you
wait.
just said
Yeah,
that.
I'm still answering the question. There's so many options you can do, right?
Mhm.
You can marry another woman.
Yeah.
You can do baby mama.
Why would that be the first
There's so
option?
many options. You can do baby mama.
Uh-huh.
You can do surrogate.
Uh-huh.
You can do adoption,
Mm-hmm.
or you can have many wives. You know, what I mean, every is whatever choice you choose is good, bro.
Here's the thing.
You know.
Here's the challenge. So again, for me, I understand, I hear what you're saying when it comes to African culture. Um, but I need for you to also understand that that is not true of a lot of men here in the western part of the world where we live.
Mhm.
Okay. So
What's not true?
that they want polygamy. That's not what they want. They want to be polyamorous. So I need to make that distinction.
Mhm.
Men want the ability to have as many women as they want to have
Mhm.
and entertain them in a physical type of way.
But that's different from what
So,
we're
so
saying.
let me, I, I've allowed you to
Okay,
speak, so
go
allow
ahead.
me to speak, please. So people call it polygamy, but that's not really what they want. They don't want multiple wives. They just want to have women, period. What happens is they're not responsible when they're doing it, and therefore someone ends up getting pregnant, right? And there's two people doing the deed. So of course, the woman could be on birth control, he could be using, condoms or whatever. But whatever happens, someone gets pregnant. And then now she doesn't want to terminate the pregnancy. She wants to keep the child. He wants nothing to do with the woman or the child. So he goes his separate ways. And then you have a situation where you have a single mother. Then he goes and he does the same thing with another woman. He goes and does the same thing with another woman. There was this guy on TikTok. I saw this video a couple months ago. Like he was talking about the fact that he was like boasting and bragging about the fact that he got 7 different women pregnant, and like he don't like none of them. He don't see those kids. He don't want those kids. And just that's the mindset that we're seeing here. It's like it's a game, like all these men want to have all these women, and that's their decision. If you want to have all these women and have sex with all of them, I don't know for what, like to just like check them off your list to say you slept with 2,000 women so that you can high five your boys like, yeah man, I did that, girl. I don't get it. I'm not a man. I'll never get it. But like, they don't want to be married to multiple women. They just want to have as many women as they want. So just call it what it is. It's not polygamy. They want to be polyamorous, right? So I get in that part of the world that may work. That women are accepting of the fact that their men are going to have multiple women, but they have decided to band together, be in the same house together, raise all the kids together. If that's what works for that dynamic, then good for them. That does not work over here. You will not, I promise you, you will not find a lot of women who are okay with it. They will probably consider it because they want to make the guy happy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to lose him. They're going to try to make him happy. So they will allow for him to bring someone else into the relationship. But deep down inside, she's not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Deep down inside, she hates her life every day because she's having to share this man that she loves with another woman. And to see a man that you love look at another person with loving eyes, I can only imagine what that's doing to her on the inside. But in the name of love, that's why like sometimes love is not enough. But in the name of love, she's gonna stay and be there with him while she's just dying on the inside. But I have a question to ask because we talk a lot and this is not only like in Africa, African culture, but like here in the U.S. too. When we think about polygamy, the mindset always goes to the men,
Mm-hmm.
right? They always think about the men having multiple wives or being polyamorous, having multiple um, sexual partners, that are mutual. But people don't really talk about polygamy when it comes to the women um, engaging more than one sexual partner. Um, it's called something different. Women are labeled, harlots, they're labeled hoes and all this other stuff because they're choosing to practice polygamy or polyamorous lifestyle. So I'm curious to hear your perspective when it comes to women who are choosing to be polygamous or be polyamorous. And what are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts about it is one that men's want polygamy. The average man want polygamy.
Okay.
Women's want monogamy.
That's not what I asked you.
I know I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Women's want monogamy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have lived in a stage of polygamy, right? Where so many of my like mates have multiple dads. I mean, multiple mom. I mean, like the dad have multiple wives.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we have so many of them, and they all grew up as family. I mean, it's never 100%, right? But they all grew up as family, and now we're living in a monogamy, which was the woman that wanted that, and the man said, "Okay, since y'all want monogamy, let's give it a try." And where are we now? Hey, hey, only God knows. So, to answer your part, relationship is the conductor of relationship is the man. Or let me repeat. The driver of relationship is the man. We are the one in charge of relationship. We are the one in charge of marriage, and that's the reality of it. Because men's are the one that would say, "Okay, let's have a relationship," or "This is what I want." If you're willing to do it, you're fine. If not,
Mm-hmm.
you're out. You know. So when it comes to polyamorous, you have more women liking that
Okay.
because they get to have different men's.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But um, and then you have men doing the polyamorous. So they have different women, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have a way that God created us. No matter how much you want to do stuff, no matter how much you want to flex your muscle like you're a man, or how much you want to say whatever a man can do, you can do better, which is BS. You know what I mean? Um, God created us different. God gave us our different specialty and gifts. No matter how much a man can do, he can have kids naturally. No matter how much a woman can do, she cannot be a man. We are gifted in our ways and we have a road that God gave us. And when we feel like we want to cross the other road, that's when we are challenging our human roles and what God gave us,
Okay.
and it doesn't work.
So God gave men polygamy and women monogamy.
I'm still talking. I'm not done yet.
Okay, I'm trying to
So
I'm trying to
what
trying to
I'm
get
what
to
I,
the answer
yeah.
here.
Yeah, God gave polygamy because if you look at the Bible,
Uh-huh.
from the Bible, you can see there's polygamy to today.
That's great.
Yeah, so polygamy didn't just start in one day. It started from the Bible.
Sure.
So if it's in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, and it says, it told God, God said, man, go into the world and multiply.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, if we're going into that, but let me come back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
So, we have a rule. Women's are not built. The average women's are not built to have multiple men. No matter how much you try, inside them they know they're not built. Men can sleep with any woman without even liking her, without even caring for her. But for a woman to sleep with you, she gotta like you. Even polyamorous. I've had a lady that she was polyamorous. That was the first day I heard that. That was like 4 years ago. She was nice. I was talking to her, and I wanted to date, but she told me, "Listen, I'm polyamorous." I said, "What the hell is polyamorous?" She's like, "Google it." I said, "Tell me." She's like, "Google it." I googled it. Like, oh, I was like, "Are you transgender?" She's like, "No." Are you gay? She's like, no. So it was like coming. I was like feeling weird. Like I was. Those was the only thing coming. Like no, I'm a woman, but I like to have multiple men, and I like those multiple men to know each other. So we're gonna come in like a group club of we knowing that we hit that lady. I said, hell no, I ain't part of that. You know what I mean? And I asked her, why are you doing that? Like
Why not?
what do you get from that?
Why not?
And she said that man's always been having multiple women that she wants to do the same. You know what I mean? And she's the way she's saying it, she's not happy. It's like a trauma. Like I've been done this and I'm gonna do it back.
I got you.
Or I was raped and I'm gonna rape kids. Or I was beaten up by bullies, I'm gonna be a bully. You know what I mean? That's how she sounded. And I'm like that, now that don't make sense because it doesn't work that way. And she
According
said,
to who? It doesn't work.
I'm coming. And I told her, okay, I want to hit it. Let's go hit it. She's like, no, we got to date first. I got to get to know you. I said, you wasting my time. You have 4 or 5 years. Let's do it. Why do we have to go through processes for me to? She's like, no, we got to go through that process. You got to date, take me out, get to know the other guys, talk to each other. I said, I'm done. We're done with this conversation. And I'm like, nah, you want to be like a man? Be like a man. If a man is doing multiple women and he meets you and you look good, he don't care about getting to know you. Or let's hit right there and there. Bam 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 boom. That was good. Everybody's good. But that's why I say women are built to feel comfortable with a man no matter what before she opens her leg. Even if she has 20 guys, before she opens her leg to the new 21 guy, she has to feel comfortable. Men, we don't have to feel comfortable with you to do it. We can have 1 million ladies, and you come in as a new fresh lady from whatever street or whatever place, and you have a nice body. We going in.
I got you.
I don't even have to know your name. I don't even have to know what color your skin color is. You know what I mean? All I gotta know is you're a woman. You know what I mean? No genetic modified things there. You're natural, factory fitted, and I'm in.
That's funny.
So no matter how much a woman wants to be like a man, or say you can never be like a man. You have a role to be a woman. Women are emotional and attached to one man.
Oh Lord.
Men can have multiple. So no matter how you want to define your role, God given, how is it working for you?
Anyway, so he didn't answer my question, and it's fine. So I want to move away from this because this is honestly very aggravating for me to hear. It's like really chauvinistic, um, kind of mindset, but I digress. Um, I just think it's interesting that when we think of polyamory or polygamy, that it's only pertaining to the men, and that by default women are monogamous. And I do agree with you that women in general would prefer to be in a monogamous relationship, that it's monogamous on both sides. There are so many different relationship dynamics that you'll find throughout different cultures, different parts of the world. um, and I think it's just important for people to know the type of relationship that they want to be in, and you know being able to communicate that to the other person. So you find in situations where, like, men will say and do whatever they can just to get what they want from women. So they'll make up a persona. They will tell a woman whatever it is they feel that she needs to hear from them in order to for her to give them what they want. And then when that mission has been achieved, then the man then kind of goes into this role because he has the power now. And if she then she gets emotionally attached to him because that's what we do as women. And then you're now at a crossroads because you have to determine, like, do I want to continue with this guy, knowing that I'm going to have to share him now, and my feelings are involved, or do I just like cut my losses and move on? And I think what tends to happen is a lot of people are just not honest about what it is that they want, um, out of relationship dynamics, and they just do and say whatever it is to get the pie. And then when they get it, then they then unveil who they really are, and then women are kind of stuck. But I think it's important to note that women who choose to themselves be in a polyamorous or polygamy type of relationship, I don't believe that is coming from the standpoint of that they're trying to pretend to be a man, or trying to be a man, or I can do anything a man can do. Um, God gave us the desire to be attracted to other people sexually. And if some women believe that they can get all of their needs met from multiple partners, they're well within their rights as a human being to explore that. But I just think it's important for those people to understand what it is that they want, in romantic relationships, and pursue that, and not have people subscribe to it because you want to conquer them, because you want to add that body to your list. Because again, like, you're going to high five your boys, like, I slept with 5 girls this weekend, which, bragging points, yay. I'm not sure if y'all get a badge for that, or if there's like a extra wing you'll get when you go to heaven because you've slept with 5 girls this weekend. But like, and again, I don't want to understand it. I hear it from men all the time that that's just their nature, that's who they are, that's what they do. Kudos to you guys. But there are men out in this world who are okay with dating one woman at a time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that means that he's denying himself um, the opportunity to be with other women. I think that he's just exercising what he feels is best for himself. Um, and it could have to do with his resources. It could have to do with whatever. But there are men that just only want to date and love and sleep with one woman, and that's okay too.
Yeah. It's